Good afternoon. I'm Jay Riccabona, host of the Jay Riccabona Experience. Joining me today is special guest Jill Collier.
Hello.
And today we'll be interviewing Yatzil Romero-Rodriguez.
Hello.
All right, so can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Yatzil, like you said. I am a senior at Albemarle High School. Oh, clearly we're in Albemarle High School recording. I am also SCA President. I've been in SCA for 3 years now, actually, and yeah, I do a lot of extracurriculars and stuff at school.
Pretty cool. So
Yeah.
can you run us down what does the SCA president do on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, I have no idea what you do.
Okay, so this year is kind of a little bit more complicated for this role, especially because we don't have an SCA class. We have an SCA homeroom, which just started literally the second half of the semester, which it was just out of nowhere. We were just all thrown into a room and started to work right away. So we never had an actual foundation of communication before. When I was in 10th grade, actually, it was super different because SCA was built into your schedule, so we had in a specific class. And as of this year, we don't because of the pandemic and everything coming back. But basically what I do, as of now, because it's my first year, of being president, I normally work a lot with, Mr. Lindsay in leadership class and just kind of, organizing, our biggest things that we've done so far was, V-Day, just kind of, working that out and handling, the sign-ups, just, it's a lot of organizing, documents and, also collecting money and taking it to the bookkeeper, stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like there's a lot of organizing to it. Is there decision making as well, would you say?
Yes. So everything, just again, for B-Day, we had to talk about what we wanted for Spirit Week, right? That the decisions for what specific day was gonna be for Spirit Week was run through leadership. But if we were in the SCA classroom, that would be we would be doing that with everyone in the class. Leadership wouldn't be helping us pick what days specific things we were gonna do. If not, it was all done by the SCA, and then we would of course pick up students what their options and stuff like that. But with this year, since we had the leadership retreat, which we do every year, they actually came up with the decision of what they wanted for Spirit Week. And yeah, it's just a lot of saying, doing and approving stuff and running everything when it comes to money, having everyone approve what we're gonna spend. Because I can't make all the decisions. If not, it has to be a group effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Jay, real quick, because I know she's not going to say it herself, but Yatzil is the first ever Hispanic woman to be our president at Albemarle High School, and she was the first ever Hispanic, at all, to be on
the
SCA.
It was more of the first because English is not my first language. It's my second language. So it was more of that. I know that when I was a sophomore, I ran for class officer, and that's where Jill was coming in with that. The student council wasn't really diverse. So when I came in that same year, another girl got also elected to do it, so making us two. But yeah, it's actually something that made me kind of want to be more part of leadership and doing other stuff, because I didn't really see my community being part of anything. And I think that's just because of language barriers. I wasn't gonna run for anything, but I had at that time, Dr. Carl was here. He was the sponsor for Latinx, and he was we need more representation. And he actually gave me the form the last minute.
Right.
And I had to collect 50 signatures in order to to be in the ballot. And I was oh, well, I don't know a lot of people. So within the club, they signed it, and then I just went around, and I had friends from Jewett and stuff, and they signed it. And then since it was an officer position, there's 5 positions, so I was automatically part of student council. But then the pandemic happened and everything, and then for now for president, it was a little bit more intimidating, just because I didn't really I did knew more people just from the others stuff that I do, but it's just really scary. And I'm glad that I was able to show other people, to not be scared about just the smallest thing. If you don't if English is not like your first language or anything like that, like just to go and do stuff. So ever since that, like I've seen like other people like do other stuff, and then also like it was new this year with like the WPAT, like having someone do like the announcements in Spanish, like that has never happened before. So I find that really like good, like because people are coming out of their comfort zones to be out there, even despite what other people say. So
That's really cool. I really like that a lot.
oh, sorry.
That's super impressive. And like, so you kind of mentioned it, but like you see more people like stepping into like SCA roles, like
Yes.
who weren't before.
Yeah, actually this year, like, the student council is, like, really diverse. Like, it's, like, so impressive just to even, like, imagine how it was, like, when I came and how it is now. I feel like next year, hopefully we have the class again.
Right.
Because without the class, honestly, like, SCA is just not, it's not, like, functional. I mean, like, we try our best. But it's like being an SCA requires a lot of communication and teamwork. So if you don't have, like, everyone right now is just busy like doing their own stuff. And with homeroom, it doesn't give you that specific time to work on stuff.
Yeah.
But like once we hopefully have the class back and like we're gonna get like, well, they're gonna get rolling because I'm not gonna be here, but it's gonna be better. Yeah.
So like I can kind of like sympathize with that as like as captain of like the Albemarle forensics team, which like you might not have even known that like we've had one until just now. It was weird, like, because it feels like you've got to like build everything back from the ground up after COVID. Like before COVID, like I remember like there was like the captains my freshman year like clearly passed on something the captains my sophomore year, and then going into junior year when like COVID happened, like it all falls apart, and like now it's like it's a new team. Like there's no connection between
The whole
team
like
now
passing
and
down
after.
thing can't happen.
So it's like that's like similar to like what you feel, right? Like
Yeah, like I totally agree with that. And I feel like everyone feels that way in like whatever club they're in, whatever like leadership position they're in. It's just so weird and complicated to come back in person and try to do everything. Because last year, junior year, I'm also part of Key Club. And at that time, Kogub was the president for Key Club and I was secretary. And like doing it virtually worked out, but I don't know how it would have been. I mean, right now it's perfect, like it's going well because it was like a kind of like a restart of the year because the officers from Key Club like left for like college and then new came in. It's different than SCA.
right.
But just working with like completely new people and only having like at least 4 new old people from SCA who were when I was a sophomore, it's different because they had never had the experience of what SCA is like.
Yeah.
So kind of teaching them like what you have to do and stuff like that, it's super hard, especially because that was kind of, you can say like the role of what the other members did in the past, and we never got to finish SCA because of the pandemic. We didn't have an SCA junior year. We had an SCA club, but it doesn't work the same way.
Yeah. But like silver lining, I guess, is like that given how like new everyone is and like how it's kind of like our job to like teach people how it is, and like it's kind of like a completely new thing. It's at least like you get to like leave your stamp on it. Like it's maybe more yours than it was any other like leaders like past, right? And like it's kind of sounds like your version of the SCA is like more diverse than it was before. And like you're getting to like teach these new, like the younger kids, like what SCA should be. Like that's, you wish COVID didn't happen. You wish like people, that there's just, it was clean, everything made sense and it was normal, but like this version of things isn't the worst, right? There's like some like good
It's like a fresh
takeaways.
start. I mean, like you got to look at the positive sometimes, and they're for sure.
I'm not saying it's not going good. I'm saying it's like it's going good.
Yeah.
But
it took some time to
I
get
feel
there.
like it takes a lot of time. Honestly, it's been like really hard just to get to know each other because everyone is from different grades. Some are freshmen. Some were freshmen when I was like a sophomore, and then now they're like juniors. It completely like everything is just like all over the place. Coming back into the building, it's just completely different. Everyone has like different but yeah.
But I would say like that's definitely something like I know it wasn't just you who like contributed to that, but I think that's something you can definitely say is partially your achievement. Like is working towards that. I mean, well, now you're the president, so it's for sure yours. But like, I mean, there's definitely some things that I know it wasn't just you, but I think it's definitely something you can be proud of. You know, something there. Pretty cool thing.
Speaking of which, I'd like to talk about specific experiences. I know you guys every year plan prom, homecoming, V-Day, that kind of thing. Is there something that you've helped to put together that you're most proud of?
This is actually really funny. Okay, so right now, as of today, so it was actually gonna happen a month ago. So one of our big goals was the BSU and the Latinx event that's happening today.
Yeah.
So that the weather kind of messed all of that up.
Yeah.
But we were gonna have it a month ago. And everything was going well. We had everything organized. SCA helped. Providing stuff the creations and stuff like that.
Right.
And through that we had to agree on the budget, a certain budget we were going to use, because we can't just pull money and be we're using this for that. Everyone has to agree.
Right.
So yeah, we had a lot of people from SCA help advertise it, and then out of nowhere it got canceled because of the weather. But it's happening today again, out of nowhere, last minute. But we're pulling it all together. We're actually working on that with it right now. But I hope my goal and as well, I hope the other goals for the other people that are the president of the BSU and Latinx. I hope this actually brings more of the community in, because when I was a sophomore again, I just have a lot of stories from sophomore year. It was just a whole different experience.
Yeah.
But BSU and Latinx was well recognized. We had a lot of events at the small gym. We would always celebrate
I remember.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, it was
and,
such a big
Hispanic, Heritage Month. And even though this is just thrown in late April, my hope is that the clubs are back out there, so next year they can just do a refresh, and they can get an idea of what an event could look, because they haven't organized anything. So by us helping them kind of the process of organizing events, that can help them also visualize next year. Okay, they did it this way, so let's do it better. Let's have something else. But at least the students are aware of what's BSU and what's Latinx. Yeah.
That's really interesting. I find that super cool that it's not just trying to integrate BSU and Latinx into doing big events. It's also clubs as a whole, trying to make Albemarle a more event friendly kind of place where it's clubs can do something special, and you're not just meeting in a teacher's room every once in a month. I find that that's what's been missing from senior year. I feel a lot of people would say is I'm just a student, I'm just going to classes, and that's my only interaction with this school. There's not many extracurriculars, and the time for that is limited. But I find that really special that you're trying to kick the tires on that and get that going again.
Yeah, and even though it's last minute, I just hope this leaves a mark of at least the clubs did something. Because honestly, this year we have been limited to do a lot of stuff. We went from having 2 lunches to 4 lunches, back to 2 lunches, mask optional. Everything's just been flipping around the air ever since we started.
Right.
But just by actually being allowed to do this event, it's we're just so thankful, because we honestly thought we were not going to have it because of the amount of people that were going to come, or because of COVID in general. So just by leaving, because we're going to leave probably a 4-week graduating soon.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's by having that in our minds, because the ones organizing it were seniors. So just by having that, okay, we did something, and it's going to benefit both clubs in the future, it's just enough. Even if people thought we didn't do as much overall throughout, I don't even know how many days there are in the school year, but
right,
at least we did something. So that's the important thing.
That's true. Yeah.
And it's something meaningful. It's just not a party or something like that. If not, we're bringing food from our culture, and parents are right now cooking. I have to go pick up stuff for my mom because she's making food and everything. So it's something special for everyone. So yeah,
for sure. I really that's what you and Isabella talked about with the getting Mocha and the BSU and Latinx to all do stuff together, because it was to these groups have like also not like they've done pretty well like in the past years being their own separate groups, but trying to bring them together and be like, hey, you can work with other clubs too to do something really big.
Yeah, and also Mocha's new to the school too. It's something from UVA, and Mr. Epps, he's one of the counselors. He's actually helped us so much with, also helped me as kind of like running the school. He's given me so many ideas of like what we could do as SCA for like Black History Month and stuff like that. And then also like reaching out to BSU during that time. And then having that connection ever since with the president and the club as a whole. And then like Latinx, like this is why this is happening. It's all just about communication. And I'm hoping next year is just going to be like different. And everyone's going to have fun, and it's just going to be a whole different experience for everyone in general.
Yeah, like hopefully, like fingers crossed, like that kind of thing like becomes a tradition. You know?
Yes.
That'd be cool.
I think that's really cool that you're not just worried about like I guess as a president, you're not just worried about like your year that you're doing stuff in, you're trying to set in something in place that'll continue a trend. Like I think that's really cool.
Yeah, so our goal was to like have it, because it was going to be the 31st of March. So if that was going to work out, we were going to have it that month every single like year.
Right.
Because for like Hispanic Heritage Month, we would always do like a party during the month. So my hope is that next year they do this again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, like, would you say that like your experiences in like SCA has like changed you as a person? Like, do you think like you're a different person now than you were before you joined SCA?
Oh, completely. Not even with SCA. Like, also with leadership, because there's a class. Like, my sophomore, Yatzil would not be, like, talking or anything like that. I was, like, a really shy person. And, like, the people that I've met before, like, Coca, and then when I joined Key Club, Jonathan was the president back then. They kind of helped me get out there. Not be scared of like talking and stuff. So Key Club and like SCA have helped me so much in like public speaking, because I would be terrified of speaking. Like I would get like either red, but I try to control like my redness, but it's still like I still shake, but it's like just gotta go for it. Like I'm like a completely new person, just like in general, like talking, communicate with people now. I always say that I'm more like not scared to talk like to freshmen, sophomores, or juniors. But for some reason, it's always like my class, like the seniors. I'm always sometimes scared to talk to them. It's so weird. It's funny to think about that, because I literally talk to like people who I completely don't know, and like I've been with like seniors for like 4 years now, and it's still hard for me to talk to them. It's just like I don't know, but it's like I just go more with the flow with like underclassmen. I don't know. I love community service, so just talking to people that I don't know, it just makes me feel good too. So.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the show must go on, right? Like you gotta push.
Honestly, and just with that, like even just doing like just like planning and stuff that we did in past years with SCA, like that has helped me a lot when I go out into the community, and then we get like connections with like different organizations like through Key Club. Just going there and like helping them, it's just like wow, I could never had seen myself doing this, honestly. And now that I think about it, like I don't know what I would if I hadn't done this, like I don't know what I would be doing right now.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What did you want to do in middle school? Like when you thought about high school?
Honestly, when I came, like freshman year, I didn't do nothing. Like I was just like going to class, like getting used to everything. And then the club fair happened. And then I submitted my application for Key Club.
Right.
And then I came really close with Jonathan, who was the president back then. And ever since, then Dr. Carl, like I shared earlier, kind of reached out to me for like SCA, and then everything just started rolling from there. I met Mr. Lindsay. At the beginning, he was scary. He still scares me sometimes, but he has helped me so much in like the right things that I have to say, like word, like speaking, like choosing words wisely. Like I'm always gonna be thankful for that, because he has always helped me so much in like anything.
He's got a great poker face. Like you don't know what he's thinking, like just looking at him.
Yes, and that can be intimidating. But honestly, like I always go like to him and ask, like, because I feel like he's just really wise, and he says like stuff without even just like I'm like, you don't like, even though sometimes at first they hurt my feelings, but now I take it into heart, and I'm like, okay, like that, it makes me reflect, and then I do better. So I'm always I'm hoping when I go to college also, like, be able to find someone like him.
That's what you
Yeah.
said in Avid.
Yeah, I said that in Avid too. Yeah.
So really, just one club made all the difference.
Yeah.
For you.
Just started from Key Club,
And that like,
Next, and then
yeah.
SCA, and
That's
then I started joining
crazy.
like other clubs. I was in BSU. I was in like knitting club because I was just like so like all the time I was just so frustrated with stuff like that, like everything happening, classes and stuff. And then I also like German on like honor society. I just I don't know, like the small things that I've done have
Yeah.
like completely revolved around me, and it's just built me
Wow.
as a person. But yeah.
So, in the future, like, do you see yourself like continuing on with like positions of leadership, like organizing, public speaking? Is that like a passion for you?
Yeah, so actually I'm going to UEA.
Nice.
So
Congrats.
Thank you. So there is Key Club.
Yeah.
So Key Club is like international, right? So there's Key Club for high school, there's Circle K for college. So my goal, my next step, because I'm also the president for Key Club. So when I ran for Key Club, I was like, if I can remember, like my speech was like, I wanted to continue doing this. And now they're thinking that I'm going to UEA because it was part of my speech.
Right.
So I'm going to continue with Key Club, but in Circle K. It's still Key Club, it's just Circle K. And then hopefully when I get older, I can be part of the Kiwanis Club because that's for like older people.
Yeah.
So I just continue the transition of community service. So I'm going to do that still through the International Key Club. And then, I don't know, I probably do like the honors. It's like, yeah, I don't know what it's really called, but it's kind of like a student council, but not really. Is run by students. So I'm hoping to do a little bit, at least like do 3 different things that I'm gonna like, and not do so much like I did in high school, because that takes a lot of like time
Yeah.
and a lot of effort if you want to do that much stuff. And I've learned that through the 4 years that I've been here. So
while doing good in school.
yeah,
She got into the UVA, so you know.
Yeah.
yeah. So
A lot of work there.
Like that is like it's really like we need more people like you who like understand like that it's a huge time commitment, but are not only willing to like meet that, but like go beyond it.
yeah. And also like Avid has helped me also a lot. And I feel like honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, because I've known Jill since 6th grade. Crazy story right there. But
She thought I was racist. That's all the story is.
No,
You
no.
did.
I thought
That was it.
she thought that I was gonna steal her earring.
No, I didn't. That's literally not true.
Yes, I consider myself nice. I was trying to help her fix her earring because I have like.
It broke. My
Broke.
earring broke on the first
And
day of
then
6th
I
grade.
was like, "Can I help you?" And then she was like, "Oh no, I got it." I was like,
Yeah, because I didn't want you like to like spend time fixing something for me.
But I got it fixed, and then you thought I was gonna steal it or something.
No, I didn't. They're like, you're just making up these things. I never thought you were gonna steal
and
it.
this has been my same story.
Who would
for,
steal
like,
one
ever.
earring? Like,
I
what
don't know.
purpose would that?
I don't know. Anyways,
Whatever.
but I've known Jill, like we were in the same growl and stuff. But Avid,
All right,
like,
quick pause
yeah.
for people who didn't go to Jewett. What is GRAW?
oh, it's homeroom.
Homeroom. Thank you.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, 'cause I think it changed later on to homeroom, right?
I don't
I
know.
think so. I don't know. Well, growl is homeroom. But yeah, Avid, I think Avid will help a lot of people if they take it into heart and to actually do what you're supposed to do in Avid.
Yeah.
You can be really like
You get what you put into it.
Yeah. So that helped me a lot. Manage my time also with like extracurriculars and then doing the schoolwork. So Avid gave me the space of doing the work and
Right.
taught me like to do like time managing. Because people would always ask me, "What do you like? How do you do it?" And I'm like, honestly, if I have time, I just do it, and then I just plan everything out. I don't keep an agenda or like a plan or anything. It's all in my brain.
Yeah.
And at this point, it's like my brain is like literally almost like not functioning. But it's like, okay, I have to do this, I'll do it, and then like later on, it just comes back around, and I just finish it. But yeah.
Quick
Bless
sneeze
you.
right there.
Bless you.
So, would you have like any advice for like people maybe like you who are like just starting to like get into, who maybe don't see themselves as like a Key Club kind of person, but are like branching out and like starting that path? Do you have any advice?
Yeah, I've actually met also like a lot of people who I just reflect a lot of myself, like them, like how
Yeah.
they are, their personality and everything. And I've always tried with Key Club. I always try to tell them, I think you should go for it. Like, do this, do that. Also, like this year for SCA, I met this guy who's in my computer science class. He asked me for like advice, like what positions should he run with, and I kind of helped him out. Okay, so what do you do? Like, do you work? Do you do this and do that? And then we kind of broke it down to see like where he would go. And I'm like, honestly, like this is just me telling you. But if you feel like deep inside, like you want to take a bigger role, then go for it. Because no one told me that at the beginning. I just went with officer because I didn't consider myself like. Back then, 10th grade was like popularity, like you would get elected if you were popular, well, no, whatever. And like I don't consider myself popular. I do talk to a lot of people, but I wouldn't
She's
say
popular.
that. No, I wouldn't say that I'm popular. I would say I just talk to a lot of people. But why? Because I'm involving like Key Club and stuff like that. And Key Club like makes you branch out, honestly, a lot. Because you meet like people, you work with people who you have completely never like seen before. From like different grades, from freshmen, and they honestly don't even care if you're a freshman, sophomore, whatever.
Right.
They're just so welcoming. So I always try to push people like who are freshmen to always join a club where it's like community service, because you're always gonna meet those people that will help you branch out and make you feel like more comfortable in joining like positions like SCA. Because honestly, if you think about SCA, it's kind of intimidating once you get into that role, because you're literally representing the whole school. Even if you don't have like a big title, like honestly for me titles don't matter, it's what you put in and like the effort you put into. And I've always said this in every like as being part of the Key Club president and SCA, I'm like, we're a team, we're working together. It's not you doing this, you doing that. Like at this point titles don't matter. If not, it's how a person works and how they are gonna make something do good. It also goes all the way back to like how I was raised. Like, if you're going to do something, you have to do it good. You're just not doing it halfway and then not finishing it. And honestly, my advice would just be, like, you know, if deep inside your heart, like, you are passionate for something, like, go for it. Even if you don't get the position, like, show them through, like, what you do at school. Like, you don't need to have a title to do something. Let's say, like, if you, I don't know, you want to do something that you need SCA for, like, do it yourself. Like, they'll see it eventually, and then all that matters is that other students see it and also benefit from it. You don't need to be part of SCA to do it. Like, you can do it yourself.
Right.
And that actually has happened now. Like, there's a lot of students who have advocated for others, and they're not even part of SCA. They're just doing it themselves because they probably feel passionate about it. And honestly, just go for what you like and do if you think it's going to benefit others. Honestly, what I would think is, like, just do what will benefit everyone, honestly. Yeah.
I think that's a good like mantra to like stick to.
Yeah.
That's good advice. So like, I don't know like what percentage of our audience is like that person who you're speaking to, but in case they are, you should live by those.
Yeah, honestly. And I've met like so many people. Also, this year, Jill, well, hopefully this summer she'll help me with computers, just to like finish high school. But I've met so many people also through like this internship that we have for through Albemarle. Also, if you're hearing this and you love computers and like to fix them and want a job, there's an internship. Also, it looks really good in college applications too.
Nice.
So if you
job.
want to do that, it's really flexible. You work from 8 to 5, Monday to Thursday. And it's through the Albemarle County, and you fix computers for students, for staff, and you actually learn so much from it. That's where kind of my passion
you don't
came
have
for what I'm gonna do in college. Literally just from this internship, and I learned like getting to know a lot of the students from like other grades. I was literally also I was the only girl in the internship. And then this year, Jill's going to be with me. So I hope so we need girls, girl power. We need people, like, computer science is for guys, it's also for girls. Yeah. So please, like, join. And everyone is just friendly. And honestly, if you do this, you're going to probably be most of the time at the tech office, because that's literally where we are sometimes.
That's all we do.
It's a great bond. So, yeah.
Well, I think that like stuff like that is good, not only just for finding like students that you keep talking about, but like that made us form really good bonds with our IT workers and stuff like that. And I think if you're struggling to make friends, don't worry about like just being friends with students. Like I love so many of the staff here.
Yeah.
And
also, don't get too attached, because unfortunately I did. And
now they're both
left.
gone.
Yes. They
I heard
betrayed
about
us.
this.
But
we're really upset and mad at them.
Yeah.
So 2 IT guys left, and now we're
With one.
Yeah, we got Blake.
Blake.
You always
I don't know
forget
the
his
last
name.
I don't know the last.
I don't know his last name
Blake
either.
is his first name. We don't call people.
So
first.
do-
Oh, we
Mr.
don't-
Blake.
Mr. Blake.
Yeah, poor him. But we still miss him.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Yeah.
we want to do like a quick tribute to our 2 IT guys, or are we too mad at them?
Yes. Well,
It wasn't his fault. Alan
Yeah.
got moved.
okay.
Mr. Wright.
Mr. Wright, Alan Wright. Okay, he left, but he was really nice to help me a lot. And then Brody Jones. I think?
Mm-hmm. Brody Jones.
He betrayed us for UVA. Him.
We don't like him.
No,
We're
I'm just kidding.
furious
No,
at
but
him.
I'm really excited for him. I think he's gonna do amazing now, his new job. And
Like
honestly,
providing for his family. That's not even important. Like literally.
Here, I'm just kidding. No,
His true calling in life is to be in that IT room so people can cut class.
Yeah.
yes, honestly, I think he just wanted to be around people his age. I'm just kidding. He betrayed us with college students. I'm just
Exactly.
kidding, no. But yeah, we love Mr.
That's our
Brody
tribute.
Jones. And
Dave, buddy.
so yeah, I wish them the best, and yeah, we're gonna be here as long as we can. Well, I'm probably gonna end up coming back either way because now I'm staying at UVA, so I'll just be back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to do like something with the Key Club and Circle K. Maybe run for a position for Circle K, maybe not. Again, just get Key Club, Albemarle High School, and UVA kind of together. So
Yeah.
that's a big goal that I have.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Well,
Alright.
I think that's a good spot to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you
Some
so
good
much,
advice.
Yatzil, for coming in. This was great.
Also, thank you for saying my name right too.
Yeah?
Because some people don't know how to say it. But honestly, like at this point, it doesn't matter because I went by
It does
Jetsy
too
for-
matter.
I went by Jetsy for so long too, like the game. But yeah, thank you for having me, and I hope I answered your questions. If I didn't.
Yes, you answered the question.
Yeah.
I know. I think I always like over talk sometimes.
We literally
but-
want that on this.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's
good.
okay.
Also, I tried to do a
That's why I
podcast
chose
too for
you.
my English class, and it went pretty well. So I love doing this. So you guys need me back, or when you're in college,
We'll
far
get you
away, we
back.
can do like a Zoom one.
Yeah, a catch-up
Awesome.
podcast, see where you're
Yes,
at.
That'll be great. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.